Restrictions cover a range of potential fire igniting activities.
Well, here we are. Or at least here I am. Still, you know. I'm pretty sure there's probably a lot of fellow human beings out there right now on this planet. Maybe we're celebrating prematurely, thinking I swallowed the stupid end of a 12 gauge, you know. It ain't gonna be that easy. Been busy out here on the spiritual ranch, yo. I'm Shesh, not no way. I'm the off-grid oracle. That stands for she who whispers loudly with a sharp tongue. I've been embarking on a journey of my divine calling, you know, and I've been traveling with God Most High, and they've been blessing me sincerely and deeply, you know. They've severed all ties with everybody else out here in this world between me and them, you know, and that's God's choice. That's what they did, you know. And, you know, I wish everybody the best, you know, but I don't appreciate the way I've been treated, you know, and I've had a lot of time to reflect on that, you know. And so I'm tired of the bullshit in this world, you know, beyond tired. And had the opportunity to go away from the internet, go away from my phone, and I took that opportunity, you know. And so I've been no internet, no cell phone, no none of that shit for the last 60 days or so, about 50 days, you know. And I'm not going back ever again, you know. And so I could drop a couple videos like this. I like doing the reads and stuff like that I've done here on this channel, you know. And I'd like to keep doing that. And I got a lot of stuff I've been working on that I'm really excited to share with people. But it's gonna be when I have time now and when I have Wi-Fi. You know, I gotta travel to go get Wi-Fi. There ain't no Wi-Fi out here, man. It's just me, God, and little guy, you know. And so things have been great. I don't have time today to do a read. I really would like to sit down and do a read, you know, because those last couple reads, a lot of the reads I've been doing here on my own private time have really struck home, you know. And like these morons that we got in the office are a bunch of buffoons, man. They're pedophiles. They like to eat that Chuck E. Cheese's pizza, man. And I just heard on radio, actually, that they're opening a freaking Chuck E. Cheese pizza for adults, you know? Go figure, right? Watch some of my reads, you'll know what I'm talking about, man. These pizza-eating motherfuckers with their walnuts and shit, you know? And so anyhow, we're here to make a quick video to show you what we've been doing. And then, you know, I'm going to try to figure this stuff out, you know? I'd like to share what I'm doing with the world, at least, you know? Even though everybody hates me, I'd still like to share with the world what it is that God gives me, because God has great love inside themselves that they want to share with the world too, you know, and the world hates God as well. So, you know, that's what it is, man. This is my, that's what I've been working on here. So this is my final planting here of the tomatoes. You know, I got some early girl tomatoes right here. This is all going to be dry farmed. You know, I gave these a drink when I put them in. That was about 2 weeks ago, a little more than 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago. And they look really fabulous. These things really came up nice. They were kind of suffering a little bit. It didn't have the best setup for the greenhouse, you know. And like, here's some peppers, you know. I was crying in some of my earlier videos I did this spring about my peppers. You know, I ended up getting some peppers together, you know. The mice didn't take them all, you know, but you can see here my tomatoes look really good, you know. And so these are going to produce. I'm very excited about that. What I've done here, though, is, as you can see, I'm walking on this tarp. This is all recovered from old pot grows and stuff. You know, it's trash, stuff that's just laid on the ground, and they just left it there. They don't want nothing to do with it, you know, just let it contaminate everything, you know. And so I picked it up, but I've covered my ground, and that allows me to grow these crops. These are melons right here. These are my some cantaloupes and some Crenshaw melons I planted at Eel River. It's an heirloom strain from out here. That's a very good strain. It grows really well out here. Very productive, very nice. It's been the one that's really, you can tell, it likes where it's at, you know. And then out here, I was experimenting here with this. I was gonna dry farm me some corn. You can see a little bit of it coming up over here, but I kind of was a little late, you know. I was focusing a lot this season on just getting everything in, you know. That's kind of what it is on your first season, is you just got to get it in, you know. And then you can't really expect to make a whole lot, you know, because you're always gonna be about 3 weeks behind, and that's how it's been this year, you know. And when you're trying to do this dry farming, it's essential that you catch it early, because you want to get it when the moisture's still in your soil, you know. You got some more melons over here. Looks like they're coming up nice. These are cantaloupe and honeydew out here, or cantaloupe and Crenshaw. That Eel River is beautiful. I'm gonna post some videos of that, you know, once it comes up nice. And got some stuff in here, the sunflowers. And the deer have been devastating me, though. I gotta say that. That's been one thing out here that's been real rough this year, has been the deer. but that's expected. I knew that was going to happen. I didn't have a fence. And so here we got watermelons. These are some yellow Desert King watermelons. And some more cantaloupe and honeydews. They're all coming up really, really nice. I'm really excited about these, my last planting. And then I got some more sweet corn that I'm going to dry farm right here. And so it's planted. I got it planted. I put some water on it. So I'm hoping it germinates. I got to get into town today. I'm going into town because I've got to get wire. You know, I got all the fence posts and everything I need out here. And what I need now is wire. And I'm going to build a fence. It's the only thing that's holding me back at all right now. Is I got all my fall plants, my fall stuff started in my greenhouse. And so I got those covered up really nice. But I don't dare put those in the ground until I get these deer dealt with. Because they've been doing a number. But as you'll see over here, and like this, I had this all planted. I was doing an experiment here, some slash and burn kind of. I cleared all the brush out and I slashed and burned this, and I planted it. They came up really good, you know, like you can see the beans in there. And they came up, but the deer came in here and just taxed the hell out of me. They ate most of them, you know. But here I got some sweet corn, the dry farming. Just dry, you know, and I put it in late. Again, this stuff was late. If I would have put it in a couple weeks before I did, it would be up to my thigh right now, probably, you know. But there's moisture here. You wouldn't think there's moisture in this, but there is, you know. This is some corn, some sorghum here, and some popcorn. I got it like that all the way down. You know, you can see it all came up good. And all these blank spots that are in between the corn, that's where I had my beans and the fucking deer, you know. They really did a number on my beans out here this year. The sunflowers too. Whew, never knew. Yeah. If you want to grow sunflowers, you don't got a fence, you got deer around you, yeah, you gotta have to get a fence. And I don't know, man. Deer love sunflowers. Whew, they love sunflowers, you know. And so over here, we got some more of the. This is some cucumber. That's a lemon cucumber over here, and some cucumber, and some more of that Crenshaw, and some cantaloupes. Those are the Crenshaws over on that side. You can see those Crenshaws are just so good, man. Those Siskiyou seed, I believe, is where I got those. The heirloom variety from out here, bred by a guy named Bill Reynolds, right over the hill, actually. Right over on the other side of that hill, on the Eel River. That's the Eel River's on the other side there. There's a place called Shively, and he was a seed guy out there. They did a lot. They kind of were forefounders of the dry farming, you know. And so none of these have been irrigated. So this hasn't been irrigated. And this hasn't been irrigated either. And this is my my second planting of tomatoes, I guess. My first one was a little bit smaller. And so these are coming up nice. And then even these ones like on the edge here, you can see, and a lot of those all the way down here, like those were eaten all the way down to the ground by the deer. Those are the pear tomato, a yellow pear tomato. And they were eaten all the way down. A lot of these got eaten. They got chomped. You know, but the deer don't like walking on the plastic, which I love that. So that's like another alternative to a fence. My only concern is with the plastic is that I'm going to get mice underneath them, and I'm afraid they might nibble on my fruit. But I got some tricks up my sleeve to deal with them bastards, you know. And I haven't seen any damage. I thought they'd eat my starts, really, but they haven't, you know. And so I'm kind of feeling hopeful about that. And then the plastic, of course, it keeps the deer out of them, you know. And so that's a lot of tomatoes. I got these are some early girls right here. These are nice, you know. Johnny's Seed, you know, Johnny's Seed Company. I highly recommend their product. If you're gonna buy seed, you're gonna be a farmer. They definitely have the good stuff. They've been at it for years. So we got another planting here. This is some more melons. This is gonna melons, and then this spot is not growing as well as I thought it would because this tree. I left this tree here because I wanted a little bit of shade. But I'm really figuring out the travel of my sun here, and it kind of holds that shadow over this right here all day for a long time until it gets up over. It goes kind of over that way, and so it's kind of a problem for me, but not a big one. Then we got some pumpkin here, and then more tomatoes. Deer came in. You can see here, this is my beans. These beans were just thriving, man. Right? The deer just chomped them, you know. But a lot of stuff grew back out here, so I'm kind of hoping when I get back, I'm gonna hit these with some good water, and then we'll see what they do. Here's another. Those that Eel Rivers, you know, those things, whew, just banging, man. Some more cucumbers, some corn up here. But then this down here too. See, I had this down here. Same deal. I'm trying to experiment with some of this dry farm. I was just late. Got to catch the moisture with that dry farming, but I got rooted, you know. And once you get it rooted, you can see there's corn. There's some corn. That's some field corn there. got some corn going here, and some milo and stuff. So it's just an experiment. I just wanted to see what it would do, and it worked, you know. But the deer ate it. My beans, at least, you know. But I'm hoping maybe they'll come back. They don't eat them all the way down to the ground. You see, they look these little stubbins, and so I don't know. A lot of stuff they ate did come back, you know, and so. But like this corn right here, it's all dry farmed right here, no water. Nice little stand right there, you know. And I got some milo in there and stuff. And so once I get a fence, I just been kind of licking, just licking the edge, trying to get a feel for it, trying to see what I could get to grow, what would germinate, what would not, how I'm working with as far as moisture. I didn't know with this ground before I broke into it, it was potential to be real rocky. And it is rocky in spots, you know, and so, but that's what I like about these tarps, you know, because I didn't till it, so I don't have to deal with that really, you know, and I kind of like that. That's advantageous. I think that the soil out here wouldn't really deal with the tilling too well. I gotta be minimal in how much of that I really utilize, I think, you know, and so learning. It's one step at a time, it's one piece at a time. That's what Johnny Cash says, right? Didn't cost me a dime, and so. We just gotta get these here producing. That was 1111 right there. We gotta get these here producing, and then my plan is today. You know, I'm really excited to see some more tomatoes. This is my first planting of tomatoes right here, and some more beans. There's an old Swiss breed. It's a Bayo. It's actually what they use for refried beans. They make really good refried beans. But these are a dry farm variety that I got off an old guy I used to roll with. You know, I loved him. Actually, he was a mentor of mine, and. He got sick with Parkinson's and everything. He quit farming, but I ended up with his bean seeds, you know. And he got these from his grandma's lover, you know, like when she was young, you know, like back in the 30s or 40s, she had a lover, and he grew these beans out on the ranch or the dairy ranch, you know. And so Paul ended up with his seed, and he gave it to me, you know. And so I'm trying to keep it going. It's been growing out here for about 100 years, you know. And these here are, it's pink speckled Bayo. Beautiful bean. You'll be hearing more about that. But these are some more of that Johnny. You can see that Johnny seed tomatoes. These are Brandywine, peak Brandywine. Look at how they're setting. Look at the flowers on there. You know, just so good, man. I'd like to see that bee there working out when that's good too. And so, yeah, this tomatoes came back pretty good. A little butternut squash that's stuck in here. I was happy about that one. Trying to get these two to grow over here or there, but they're struggling. And then this is my first go here. You can see what I'm talking about with these damn deer. You see, they ate all my sunflowers. See, I had sunflowers. I put a sunflower seed in each one of these holes to give a little shade for my cucumbers. This is my first planting cucumbers. Started these in a greenhouse, and so now they're put fruit on. I picked half dozen or so off there today. And here the next couple days, you can see they're starting to set fruit pretty good. So I'm happy about that. I was concerned about my pollinators. There's not a whole lot of them, but I noticed that I'm getting them to come in here. The more I work this place, they're starting to come in. But you can see the deer, they ate right up to the edge, you know. They ate as far as they could reach their little necks in there, and they ate my sunflowers all the way down, man. But they didn't get them in the middle there. So I'm excited about that. I wanted some sunflowers. They've just been fucking devastating me, man. We got some more tomatoes over here. This is a pink Bulgarian, another heirloom variety that's from Bulgaria. It's two things I guess Bulgaria's on the map for is their tomatoes and their roses, rose water, you know. And so this tomato is supposed to be something banging. And so I'm excited to see how that goes. And then we got some nice watermelon plants here. This is my first round of watermelon. They could be going a little better, but I'm realizing here this quarter gets a little more sun. It gets sun. You can see the sun's coming up right there. And it gets that morning sun, it comes up kind of like straight over my head, but in the winter it comes over here. And so this whole spot right here gets a lot of sun, you know. And that's a real nice little draw right there. But I'm gonna run my fence down over here. It's gonna go down over by that tree line. There's a little road down there. It's gonna go down and put my greenhouse right down there. That's what I'm gonna do, because that's a good spot. It's dry, it's rocky, it's hard, you know. And then I'm gonna run the fence up, and I'm gonna go all around the house here this year, you know. And then I got everything I need for that, you know. I'm gonna go spend the last couple $100 I got. I'm gonna buy some wire, rig me a fucking vehicle to get into town, and so I'm ready to go, man. Got more watermelons over here. You know, I love these tarps. Underneath these tarps, it's just great. You know, I haven't watered these either. You know, like these things, they got planted and they got growing. That's it, you know. And so over here, yeah, the deer just, man, none of this wants to grow. But this gets a lot more shade than what I thought, you know. And so, you know, it's what it is. Can't win them all. This is some of the first stuff I planted, which was very first day of June, you know. And it might be just a little early, you know. But there's a little more shade over here, so. And then I got some. These are kind of cool. These are gourds. I put these gourds all over the place, so I'm excited to see what they do. The deer don't want nothing to do with the gourd. They won't even. They annihilated my sunflowers over here, you know, as you look. Like, they annihilated them, man. These things, I had them about up to my waist. But they don't want nothing to do with them gourds, which is so funny, you know. And this is dry out here, which is interesting. This is really dry. Look at these melons, man. Melons. I got some gourds there, you know. The gourds seem like they're really drought tolerant, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've been busy, you know. This stuff out here has been keeping me really busy, but I got it in, you know. I was like, I got it in. This has been my goal, you know. Today is right down to the very crunch, you know. Like, I really brought it down to the very crunch here, but I did it, you know. And I ain't going nowhere, you know. To whom it may concern, I ain't leaving my farm, you know. Like, I've blood, sweat, and tears, and so many hours of life in this that I'm not going nowhere, no way, you know, not live, I'm not leaving here alive, you know. Like, if they want to take me off my land, they can do it old school way, like they killed off all these motherfuckers that were righteous before, you know. And that's just what it is. And so I don't care what anybody thinks about that. I don't care how that makes anybody feel. I don't care about anybody's feelings anymore like that. I'm an empath. I'm tired of feeling everybody's feelings because they're nasty and they want to do nasty shit, like take something away like this from me or from the community that's around it, you know. And I'm a good person, and that's not right, you know. I'm on a righteous mission, you know. I know what I'm doing. I'm doing what I said I was going to do, you know. And so people need to do the same thing. And that's what that is. That's a shot over the bow, you know. This shit's going to get real if they want to keep it real. If they want to get real, it could be real easy. But if they want to be real like that the other way, then it could be real hard too, you know. And that's just what it is. That's my 2 cents on that. And so, this sunflower survived. I don't know how, man. Well, I know how, because I did some zucchinis. These are good. These things right here. Oh, man, I can't remember the name, but it's like something. It's an Italian one. And, oof, they are freaking so good. Yeah, man, so these deer still come in here and eat my freaking peas right here, man. And so, I got a bunch of these peas. I've gone on about the peas. I love them peas. That's all my really earliest stuff. So I gotta get through here. It's a cilantro seed I got going on up there. I got onions. My onions looking really good. And then fucking deer in here eating my peas though, man. But they ate all this stuff too. This is my carrots. They ate them. They ate all this. They ate this all the way down to the ground here. This lettuce and everything. But see what I've been doing to stop them is that's why I say I can't believe they still eat my. How the hell are they still eating my shit like that? I'm sleeping right there, you know? I'm sleeping right there, and I think they came in there and nibbled on that last night, which is, you know, I was tired. Been working hard trying to get this all together, you know? But there's some more carrots I got going here. I replanted some potatoes. And this is my lettuce. I can't remember the name of these, but the one's 4 Seasons or something. The other ones are all French. They're like woof, 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 you know, some shit like that. I'm not even sure how they talk like that stuff, you know? And then this more of that, and all of these, the deer ate these beds, these green beds right here, all the way down to just stubbins, you know. And they came back, they made nice little heads of lettuce, so I was pretty happy about that. And there's some Crispino. This is Crispino. Crispino is an Italian heirloom iceberg lettuce, which is, man, it's dank, you know. And I tried to grow. It looks kind of ugly, but you clean it up. It's got a nice little head inside there. It's like cabbage. It makes a nice solid head. I've struggled with iceberg, trying to grow it in the past, and trying to get to form a nice head, but like these have really nice, like the solid, you know, and it's yummy. Ooh, it's so good. And then hey, out of the garden, little guy. And then this right here is some of heirloom. Again, it's heirloom variety, the Desico broccoli, which is an Italian heirloom. I'm not super impressed with this seed, I have to admit. And it's Johnny's, you know, and I've tried it a couple times now, and it just really doesn't perform exactly the way that I'm used to Desico performing. I haven't really grown it in this environment necessarily. I was on the coast, it grows really well there. But it just kind of a little loose, you know, but it's good. I'm happy with it, you know. Once again, everything here is a little late, you know. I got these in, probably I could have got them done earlier. I had some dampening off with my starts, and the mice ate my starts, you know. And so I'm happy to have these. I got a handful off of them, you know. I didn't think I was gonna get nothing, right? Some more lettuce. This stuff's really beautiful down here. Big, beautiful heads, you know. Love that stuff. Marigolds too. Oof, been loving the marigolds and the poppy. I got some beautiful poppies this year. It's my dad's seed. Inherited these from the old man. You know, he loved his poppies. He was obsessive about them, but it's the only thing one of the few things he really cared about, you know. And so I ended up with, oh man, coffee cans full of his seed. I probably ended up with 20 pounds of poppy seed when he passed away, you know. But this is the white Peshawar, which is the if you know, you know. And you know, that's the I love these. Right, there's a peony. I'm gonna save seed off that one. It's a little blush peony white Peshawar. It's absolutely gorgeous, you know. I got some others over here. This one here, this one petal was peonied, but the other one wasn't. So this one I saved it, but it was peonied, same like this, but peonied on the edge. It's real like that, you know. And it's so pretty, man. And so those are cool, and they smell so good, man. And the pollinators really seem to like them, you know. And then this Black Magic Kill, again, you know, the fucking deer came in, they chomped this whole thing. I planted them, they chomped them down, and I didn't think I was gonna get nothing off of them, you know. But you know, they grew back. So I just kind of gotta stay positive, and get my fence in, you know. And then it's game on, man, because like I made a couple wrong moves here too this season with the water. And so it's not as abundant as I was hoping. This one made a nice peony flower over here too. And I got these little flower beds, and I'm excited. I want to get these planted. But like I said, I'm a little shy on water this year, but I got it all scoped out now. I know what I'm going to do next season. I got this whooped. I got a lot of storage out here, and so I'm excited about that too. But that's this year. It's about getting the fence in now. It's about getting the fence in, scrapping together what I can scrap together, and just keeping myself in the game, you know. And that's what we're doing here. I'm gonna be up here Saturday. I'm gonna do my first market. I'm going into town today. I'm gonna get everything I need because I do fruit crisp. The fruit is banging this year. We got a nice year for fruit, and so we got a lot of plums, which is thick, you know, apples and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go pick fruit here tomorrow, make crisp Friday, and then Saturday I'm gonna be up here selling some I'm reopening, you know, and that's awesome. So you got some string beans here, pole beans, some dill, some radishes. The radish is banging this year. Crimson Giant, that's a Crimson Giant and German Giant burpee seed, both very nice. The Crimson Giant was just banging from Burpees. Highly recommend that one. That's these here, and man, they slow to bolt, and like giant radishes, big radishes, beautiful radishes. And then beets. We got some Detroit. It's another heirloom variety. It's an American heirloom variety. Detroit dark red, you know, and it's a beautiful, very productive. I sell them year round here, essentially, you know, and they're banging. And then here's my peppers. And I did end up with Jimmy Nardello's, and I was really happy about that because I was really sad that I wasn't gonna, because they're very yummy. And I ended up with a good planting of them. Each one of these bags. These down here are the red Buran, and this is a San Marzano tomato, and I have some more of those down there, but the mice also ate them, but I was really trying to save those because they're yummy as well for sauce. They make the best sauce. Both of those are San Marzanos, but I got a couple rows down there lower in the lower section. Here I've got some pak choi and more cucumbers coming up, and the red Buran, and then I got some more carrots over here. More carrots, which are coming up nice. These ones actually seem to be growing a little better than the other patch that I did, which was Scarlet Nantes, which is kind of a bummer. I like that Scarlet Nantes. I can't remember this is an Imperator type. I can't remember the name though, but it was it's a real good bold good grower, strong grower, you know, and I kind of like that. So we'll see. Maybe I'll switch. But these are all Jimmy Nardello's. These things are so good. Oof, sweet pepper, man. Oof, so good. And I planted me some peas. I want to see if they just come up. They did. I'm gonna see how these do. That's cool. Those again, those are peas for the pea greens, and those are absolutely delicious. You saute them with butter and garlic. They're amazing. And then here's another planting of some sweet corn, Country Gem. It's a beautiful corn. It makes like blue and purple, red, yellow, orange kernels, but it's sweet corn. It's not a field corn, and so it's not like that Indian corn or whatever, you know. It's cool, you know. And then we got some basil here. I finally got some basil out. And so this is my basil plantings. And some more over here, and I'm gonna start working this with my green onions. I got some basil, I got some radishes on the end there, beets right here. This is my second plant. So you put those, transplant your beets, you know, no matter what they say about direct sow, sow your beets in a tray, because for every beet seed you get 3 plants. And so instead of sowing them in the field, what you do is you store them in a tray, and then you can handle them real hard. You can see that these, you know, like they're ugly even, you know, and like over here, I mean, even these ones, they almost look half dead. Every one of these is gonna pop up. Every one of these is gonna grow, you know. And so what I do is I just put them and broadcast them on a tray. I use a little bit bigger, like a hydroponic tray or something, like a 2x3, you know. And then broadcast them, let them grow up real thick, and then you just tear them, savage them. You just pull apart, you know. And then you come out and transplant them, and then they once they take that root, you know, they get in there and they boom, you know, they're tough. Beets are really tough. Highly recommend them. And so there you have it. I can't wait though, because sleeping right here, you know, it's all right. You know, it's just me, so it's fucking what it is, you know, right? Little guy wouldn't sleep out here in the garden. Damn guy, man, he sleeps like a log up there in his little pad. He don't bark at those deer either, you know. It's like, come on, man. But I love him. And so, anyways, that's what it is. That's what's going on out here with Chef Down on the way on the spiritual ranch. You know, like I said, I'm not fucking around. I'm out here kicking ass, taking names, you know, and it was a reset. It may not have been a great reset, but I reset. And so here we are. And, you know, it's like, I'm not trying to be hard on nobody when I talk about the truth on how matters have been. But, you know, I love everybody. I do. I have a lot of love in my heart for everybody. It's a strange place to love from, you know, because, you know, like it's not trying to hurt nobody, never have been, and people want to fuck me up. And so, what it is, but you're not gonna. And that's what I want everybody to know, and that's what I'm trying to say right now. That's what I'm trying to let it be shown. It's God's blessed me. And what God has given you, nobody can take away. And when God has hired you, nobody can fire you. And this is my job, this is my calling, this is my life. And this is what I said I was gonna do, this is what I set out to do, and this is what I'm doing. And nothing's gonna stop me. You come take my life, you know, and then I'll just be right back. I'll do it again. And y'all gonna learn that lesson here one of these days. And so I hope you enjoyed the tour. Comments are always welcome. I'm impossible to get a hold of now. I guess you can hit me up here if I see a message on here. Maybe I'll say hi. You guys could. I'm Pig Killer 666. That's Pig Killer, PIGKILLER 666 on Instagram. If you want to say hi over there, but otherwise, fuck yourselves. Peace out.